crafters, it's Friday, which means the weekend's here, which is awesome. But for me, what that actually means, it basically means I get to study because I've got exams coming up. So yay for me, but hopefully you have a more enjoyable weekend than just studying for exams. But just in case you aren't, I've got a project for today that will hopefully help you get back in the Christmas spirit. So today's project is inspired by a product I saw in the store, and I'm the kind of person who, when I see stuff in the store, I'm always like, how could I make that? And then sometimes I see them and I'm like, oh, this is just waiting for me to make it. So I saw this pair of earrings. They were super cute little like Christmas trees. And they were actually made out of pom-poms and some different materials that are used quite frequently in crafting. So I was like, I bet I can make a pretty good replica of that. So that's what I've got for you today. I have a pom-pom Christmas tree earring tutorial. How cute is that? I can't decide if it's cute because it's like adorable or if it's cute because it's a little tacky, but this is like the perfect pair of earrings to wear for something like going into exams, because you kind of need something to kind of just give you that extra Christmas boost, you know, if you're taking a long test. Or this would be great for the ugly Christmas sweater parties you have to go to. So really cute, fun little pair of earrings. And you actually could probably pull these off as like just a normal day because it's Christmas and you can get away with stuff like that. So today we're going to be making a pair of fun Christmas tree earrings. So let's look at what materials you need. First of all, you're going to need pom-poms. I have 6 little pom-poms here. You can play around with how many you use. You can make them bigger, smaller, but of course less tends to be better than more with this project, just because you don't want your earring to be so heavy that it stretches out your earring hole. Next of all, you're going to need a piece that looks like this. And if you watched my ornament wreath video, you might remember that I told you to save all these little caps off the tops of ornaments. So that's what this is. It's just a plastic cap off the top of a plastic ornament. And so this is going to actually be the base of our tree. You're going to want some foam or even a piece of paper, just something you can cut a triangle out of to act as the base so you can glue your pom-poms onto it. You're also going to want some yellow foam. You don't need very much of the foam, or if you want to use paper, paper would work well too. And last of all, you want decorations for your little Christmas tree. So what I have is I've got this nice little bead chain that you can cut, and I'll use this as like a garland. And then I've got some little beads here that I will use as ornaments. The last items you will need for this project are an earring hook and an earring post and a glue gun. And my glue gun's been heating up, so it's all ready to go. So let's assemble our fun Christmas tree earrings. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to start with our triangle of foam, and that's just going to act as the base, and we're going to glue our pom-poms on. On this first one here, you can see that I did 1 pom-pom on the top, then 2, and then 3. But what I found is if I just stack them like this, I felt like my tree got too wide too fast. So when I glue this row on, I'm going to squeeze them together a little bit while the glue dries, just to make my tree a little narrower so it looks taller. Just going to put a nice glob of glue right there. Put my first one on. I'm going to do another strip for my next 2. And these are the 2 that when I put them on here, I'm going to kind of push them together so that way the tree doesn't get so wide so fast. So I'm just going to hold them here while the hot glue cools. And while I'm waiting on this, I will go ahead and mention you want to be careful on how much glue you use, because obviously you want to use enough glue so that way your project doesn't come apart, but you don't want to use so much glue that you're adding a lot of unnecessary weight to the earrings. So just try to find that happy balance with your glue. And now I'm going to glue the last 3 on. Again, you can kind of play around, you can push them tighter together if you want to kind of make your tree look longer, or you can let them fluff out. Also, you may find that if they're not sticking, you may want to go back in some places and put a little bit of glue between the pom-poms. So I might come through here and put a little glue. I'll probably put a nice little dab of glue there so that way I don't have the foam sticking through. But for your first step, you want to glue your pom-poms on. Now we need to use this yellow foam to make a star. And so my star in this one turned out pretty good, I think. But if you've ever tried to just freehand cut out a star out of something, you might have discovered that's really hard. So to get around this, I just drew a star, you know, like you do when you're in first grade and you draw stars and everything. And so yes, you can see the lines, but that goes on the back side of the tree, so you won't really notice it. And then this gives you a nice guide, because if you try to freehand it, it's a lot harder to make your star look good. So I'm going to cut this star out. And there you go, a nice star. So we can go ahead and glue this onto the top of our tree. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here at the top and pop him on there. To make the trunk of the tree, we're going to glue this ornament cap onto the bottom like this. But what you want to be aware of is you want to make sure you get a good connection, but you don't want to necessarily fill the whole entire thing with glue. So what I would recommend is that you kind of make a nice circle all along the inside there, because you don't want the glue to ooze out, but you want to make sure that it actually sticks to your pom-poms. And of course you can turn it so the bottom's facing whichever way you want. So we're almost done. Last thing we need to do is decorate our Christmas tree. So I'm going to do this one kind of symmetrical to this guy right here, I think. So I'm going to count off 6 beads. You don't have to use just these bead strings. You can use anything you can think of for your garland or your ornaments. You could use a piece of string or yarn or whatever suits your fancy. So I'm going to hold kind of in the middle here, and I'm going to put glue on as many of them as I can without getting glue on my fingers. Now if you do end up with spots like that where the glue kind of spreads, it's really easy to disguise that with an ornament. And last of all, I'm going to add my ornaments, and I'm going to add them pretty much symmetrical to the way I did on the other earring. And there you have it. This one is all decorated. So last of all, I'm going to attach the earring post on the back here. Just make sure you have the eye at the top facing the correct direction so you can put your hook on. While that's drying, I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers to open this part of the earring hook. It's open just enough that I can slide the Christmas tree onto there. And take those same pliers and squeeze the loop back shut. And now my earrings are done. So there you go, we made these awesome, fun Christmas tree pom-pom earrings. Lots of fun to make, lots of fun to wear. So I hope that this craft brings a smile to your face this Christmas season. But that is today's craft, and I hope you come back tomorrow for tomorrow's project. Happy crafting! Hello there, it's me again. So normally I do something funny in these last few minutes, but today I'm actually going to ask you guys if you would do a favor to help me out. So I'm just trying to figure out how many people these Christmas countdown videos are reaching, and so something that would be really helpful for me is if you guys let me know that you've watched this video and you've watched to the end. So here's what I want you to do. If you're watching this right now, I want you to leave a comment below with your favorite Christmas song. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a simple comment, type it away. You do it all the time on Facebook, so it's not any different or harder on here. But if you leave a comment telling me your favorite Christmas song, that would just help me know how many people I'm reaching with these videos, and I would really appreciate that. So if you watched to the end, make sure you leave that comment below.